How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Good evening, Julien. How is life in Paris?
Life is beautiful. I feel like I kind of owe you a follow-up. You know, every time when we tell stories, we always end up, saying, hey, I'm going to follow up on this one as soon as I have the answer or the feedback from customer service.
Yes.
We seldom, if ever, actually do it. But that story I shared, was it last week or a couple of weeks ago? I don't remember. Around, the fresh service of, the meals,
Yes.
the ingredients being delivered home. I actually want to follow up on this because literally the day after we had that discussion, I had some answers and I just felt like, I owe you that much.
I'm glad to hear it. And I think, honestly, most of the things I said I'd follow up on are still outstanding. So they just hang out there forever.
Might not be our fault.
So,
you're right. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Here,
so maybe a little recap so we remember what's going on. And then, I'd love to hear what
So very
on.
short recap, because if you want the whole story, then please watch the previous episode. But a very short recap. So I'm ordering food every week. It's basically fresh ingredients delivered to my home, and the delivery guy just doesn't ring the bell, does not deliver, and I got to spend ages trying to fix things, and the experience is terrible. Now, what I've done just after a discussion is actually, was it after or before? I think that was after. I went to the provider's website. So keep in mind that there is a provider, I buy food from them, and there's a delivery company. I don't deal with a delivery company. They just happen to deliver the food. I did not pay them. I did not sign anything with them. They just happen to deliver the food each and every week. And it did not work out that specific week. So I contacted the provider. I went to their website, and I went through a live chat. Now, I must say the experience was not great, right? Why not great? Not because of the waiting time, was probably a couple of minutes at most, very quick, at least very acceptable. Not because they were not pleasant, because the person I talked to was actually doing a good job, being polite and everything. So why was it not a good experience? Because it started, instead of giving me a form to fill, which I don't like, they asked me live questions, which was even worse because I was inside a live chat. So can you please give me your first name, last name, email, phone number, physical address, and remind us what kind of service did you purchase from us? How many meals for how many people? How often? And I'm like, don't you know all that stuff?
Don't you have that in a database somewhere?
Yeah. Am I not a customer? Am I not buying from you every single week for like a year? How on earth can you possibly ask for this kind of stuff? Plus, I'm actually logged in to your website. So, it could be you need my email address just to know who I am, and maybe you have a security question to verify who I am. But I'm actually logged in. But let's say you still need my email address and you still need to verify my home address for whatever reason. At the very least, you should know which kind of service I'm ordering from you, because I do it every week. And it's not like they ask a single question, right? They literally first name, last name, email, phone number, home address, and what service, how often, how many people. And I was like...
And every piece of that data, by definition, has to be in their database.
Absolutely.
And you're right. One or two questions to validate who you are is fine. But after that, no, not okay.
So one or two questions would have been fine, even though actually you would not even be fine, because as soon as I'm logged into your website, you should know who I am, and that's verification enough because I have my login password. But let's admit, it would have been okay. But on top of that, it's like a large chunk of questions all at once without any formatting. You can say they had this in their database, that the first thing they ask people who come to them, please tell me who you are and what you want, and give me the details, and what did your grandma had for breakfast. That is terrible kind of greeting for your customers.
It's stupid scripting.
Exactly. And if you really want to do that, then at least do it in a form where it's easy to fill and you don't have to, scroll back and forth, try to read and make sure you answer every question. That's bad for the agent. That's terrible for the customer. That's a waste of everyone's time. All right. Well, we past that, I explained the situation. I had to explain it twice, actually. The first time I explained it, then I explained in details. Then I got the automatic response. Please tell me who you are, what you want. I respond all the questions. Then they ask again, what do you want? And I just say, can you just scroll up? Because I explained it. Sorry, I can't scroll up. So let's do a copy paste. So I copy paste the whole stuff I re-explain.
So they can't even scroll through the chat history?
Either they can't, or the guy was too lazy for that.
Probably
either or.
The latter.
So I explained the whole story. They are deeply sorry about it, and they are telling me, so did you reschedule it for tomorrow? I said, yes, I did. But remember, you were selling fresh food. It's kind of good for 5 days. I ordered 5 meals. Now I have 4 days to eat 5 meals. I'm not quite happy with that. So they kind of left it like if it was okay, it's fixed. We acknowledge the fact that you reschedule for tomorrow, so it's fine. And no, I'm sorry, it's not fine because, again, I ordered 5 days and I just have 4 days to eat it. The next thing they did was, all right, you know what? Since you are a customer who's buying weekly, let me credit your account with 18 euros. 18 euros is roughly 30% of a weekly order. So it's like a very nice gesture. Because they refill like 2 meals out of 5, something like that, without me fighting too much for that. And the next question was, are you satisfied with that? Are we good? Say, yes, that's more than what I actually expected. I did expect that they would probably do a small gesture, maybe 1 meal, maybe half a meal, maybe just a delivery or something. But even though I'm super satisfied with the outcome because I get more money than I expected, I'm still not confident that they fixed anything. They just, helped me feel better about it. But the delivery guy is never going to hear about it. The delivery company is never going to fix their issues. They may not even be aware, or they are aware and they don't care. It's not like fixing the issue. It's just like, making me kind of happy about it because they threw some money at me, but it may very well happen the following week. And I have mixed feeling about that. I don't know if it's a good story or bad story. There were some live chat issues. There were some questions issues, but ultimately, I don't think the problem is fixed. I'm fine, but I don't feel like the problem is fixed. How do you feel about that? Am I being too picky here, or?
Well, the first observation I have is your words say you're fine, but your face does not. You're looking very unhappy as you talk about all of this. So I don't think you're fine. My recollection is this was at least 2 hours of follow-up of your time. So, between dealing with the guy and dealing with the others. So I would argue you make your time is a little more valuable than 9 euros an hour. So I don't think that's a great compensation. I don't think it's an unfair one. And as, very logical, it's like, okay, 20% of this isn't going to be any good. We'll bump it up to 30%. It's a very logical amount to give you. And if you had gone straight to their chat thing, even if the chat was a little bit of hassle, I'd be like, it's not ridiculous. It's not great, but it's not bad. But the fact that you spent all this time with the other guys getting negative experiences on top of that, I don't find that very satisfying. So that's I have a couple other thoughts, but I want to let you react to that.
I think you're right. I didn't look at it as a 9 euros per hour kind of thing, simply because originally I dealt with the delivery company, and I shouldn't have, because I've dealt with them in the past. I know how poor their service is. I should have been smarter and go to the provider directly. The result would have been the same, but I would have wasted much less time and I would have get my reward faster. What I'm also thinking here is it would not have cost them anything to just tell me on top of it, we're taking your feedback and giving it to our delivery provider. And we're going to, make sure we feed that back and make sure we try to fix it, or at least, let them know that there is a serious problem that they need to fix. I think they could have said that. I would not have been able to check on this. It would have made me feel slightly better. Even better, they could actually really feed it back to to the delivery company,
Right.
and try to fix it. They could even try to get several companies to compete and see which one has the best service, not necessarily price, because honestly, I think I would be willing to pay a premium to get the proper delivery and to get the right experience. I don't know. Overall, I think your comments are right. I'm just not so. Yeah, I'm not so happy with the outcome, I guess.
Yeah, and you kind of hit the last thing I was thinking is, just saying, even if it was all these feedback on these negative experiences, we gather it up and we do periodic reviews of how we make our processes better. I mean, just some pablum, any kind of blanket statement about something like that is better than nothing. It's not good, but it's better than nothing, which you got nothing. And I guess the reality is we don't know how often stuff like this happens. If this happened, if they get 3 of these across 100,000 customers a week, then okay, there's every now and then somebody makes a mistake. If they get the next level up, there's the 1 or 2 drivers who are just really bad, and the delivery company's going to figure that out, and they'll get weeded out. If it's, at some point, if it's more frequent, the company's going to go, I can't afford 18 euros times, 20% of my customers or whatever it is. At that point, they will fix it and address it. But from what you've said, given how awful this delivery company is and how ubiquitous they appear to be, it sounds like they know enough to do just enough to not have companies come after them just like that. So I think you're in I think you deserve to feel bad. Honestly, I hate to say that, but I don't think there'll be a big fix, and you got reasonable but disappointing recompense. So I'm not sure how you feel good about that.
I also have concerns for them, actually, because I think we talked about it last time, but if many customers are disappointed with the delivery, not all of them will take the time to try to fix it and be satisfied because they get 30% out of it. I'm guessing many customers, especially like new customers, that's the first time they try it, the delivery goes wrong. They are just going to cancel the subscription. And I'm not sure the company is even going to go after them and send them a survey, because I guarantee even after all that, I didn't get a survey to try to see whether I was happy with the outcome, or I didn't get anything. And I feel like they probably don't listen enough to their customers, and they probably lose a lot of customers. And that's really sad, because what I was saying last time, which I will gladly repeat today, the service, generally speaking, is fantastic, except for the delivery and now the live chat, now that I've tried it. But the food is great. The recipes are very special. The price is fine. Everything is good. That's such a shame, because I really believe they are losing a lot of customers out of not taking good care of the things they could actually fix. There's things they could do, and I think it's a shame.
Sometimes the answer isn't all that happy, I guess.
I guess we're gonna have to stay on that one for today. I was hoping for a slightly better follow-up, but hey, I got a couple of extra meals. I guess it's a good place to start. I'm gonna eat thinking about it, thinking, hey, I got a free meal, so it's not too bad.
There you go. Well, I wish we did you better, but we did what we could do.
Absolutely. And next week, well, we'll see what we get from you. I'm not sure that would be a follow-up, but looking forward to listening to your own CX story on the Therapy Catch next week. Thank you so much, Max.
Thanks, Julien. Talk
Have
to
a
you
nice
next
week. Bye.
Bye.